So you just got your hands on a program Fire Stick and you need to know how to register your Amazon account to it? Let me show you how. Hello and welcome to DFM TV. I am Dan the Fire Stick Man, and if you're watching this video, it could be for several reasons. You just came across this video, or you're part of my YouTube page and you got the bell notification going off, or most likely is that you got this link from a programmer that sold you a Fire Stick that has been programmed or jailbroken. I'll explain that in a moment. And they told you, go home, plug in your Fire Stick and watch this video, and Dan the Fire Stick Man is going to show you everything you need to know to get started and start watching those movies and shows on those program applications. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. But before I get started, I do want to answer a couple of questions. The most common question that I get asked is, do I need a Prime Amazon account in order to do this? And the answer is no, you do not. You can do it with a free Amazon account. Now, let me explain really briefly how all this works. When you buy a program Fire Stick from a programmer, or how some of you like to call it as a jailbroken Fire Stick, and I say that in quotations is because there's no jailbreaking a Fire Stick, guys. There's only programming a Fire Stick. There's no hacking a Fire Stick so it can accept applications or underground applications so you guys can view anything. There's none of that, and that's what really jailbreaking is. However, a lot of you use that term of jailbreaking a Fire Stick. So I'm going to use it for the sake that you guys know it by that, but in reality, you've been educated. There is no jailbreaking a Fire Stick. There's only programming it. And how it works is, programmer gets a brand new Fire Stick, they register their Amazon account to it, they program the specific applications to the Fire Stick, and they deregister their account off of it. So when they sell it to you, when you take it home, you're going to have a Fire Stick that needs an account to be registered to it in order to open up, and those applications that programmer put on there will still be there waiting for you. It just happens that you're not using their Amazon account. You're going to be using your own. It's going to be registered for you. Now, you don't need a Prime membership. Prime membership, it has a lot to do with your Prime shopping. You get that free shipping, and as a bonus, you get the Prime Video benefits on your Fire Stick. However, most Fire Sticks are going to be programmed with video on demand applications that are going to give you all the Prime content for free anyway. So if you don't do a lot of shopping and you don't have a Prime membership, it's okay. Get a free membership from Amazon. Use that to register to this Fire Stick, which I'm going to show you how. And then those applications that were programmed should give you the option, depending on what the programmer did, should give you the option of watching everything from Prime, Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, and many more that you usually will pay a monthly subscription for. You won't have to do that because you'll be getting it for free within those applications. So on this video, I'm going to show you how to do all that. I'm going to show you how to locate the applications that the programmer programmed on your Fire Stick, how to put those on the home screen so they're easy to find and easy to have access to, everything you need to know. However, if you also need help on how to plug in a Fire Stick to your television, I do have a video on the description. I have a link, seriously, on the description of this video, and you can click on that, and it's going to show you how. You can look at the titles. It'll show you how to plug in your Fire Stick to your television, and that video will be just for that. I also have a video for anybody that's buying a new Fire Stick that has not been programmed, because the registration part of it is a little bit different than what you're about to watch. So there's a link for that video on the description as well, so make sure to check that out if you don't have a program Fire Stick, or if you have done a factory reset on your Fire Stick and you need to know what steps to take to get that Fire Stick registered to your Amazon account again, you need to watch that other video that's on the description of this one. That said, I want to go ahead and get started and show you everything you need to know. So grab your remote control and let's do this. All right, guys, so now you plugged in your Fire Stick, and this is the first thing that you see. I'm going to go ahead and circle that in the bottom where it says press the back button. And what you're going to do by pressing that is it's going to start searching for your Wi-Fi. That's the first thing you need to do. Do not click I already have an Amazon account, and do not click I have a new Amazon. I'm new to Amazon, because I'm going to explain those in a second. You first need to connect your Wi-Fi in order to get anything this done. A lot of you will click on this part, I already have an Amazon account, and you put in all your credentials, only to find out that you weren't connected to the internet in the first place, so it was a waste of time. So again, we need to press the back button. For those of you that don't know which one's the back button on your remote, here's the big remote. That's the back button right there. I'm going to take away the big remote now, and we're going to go ahead and press it, and it's going to start searching for all the networks. It's going to search for your network. It's going to search for your neighbor's network. So you're going to find everything on here, and you're going to go to your network. This is a very important part, guys. You need to connect to your 5G network. I explained this on all my videos when we're talking about connecting a Fire Stick. You're going to have a 2.4 gigahertz channel, and you're going to have a 5 gigahertz channel. Some of you will have one channel that will do both. It all depends on the company that you're using, and it also depends on the router that you're using, okay? For AT&T customers in the area that I'm at, you're usually going to have a what they call a smart router, which has everything in one channel. And then for some older Spectrum customers, you're going to have a router that may divide it into two channels, a 2.4 and a 5G. They are converting to the smart routers as well, so you're going to have one channel for that as well. But to just show you, the very first one is one of my neighbors. He has obviously AT&T, and because he only has that name, and that name doesn't appear a second time throughout the list here, then that means, let me look again, GL9. That means that it's only one channel with AT&T, and you hook up to that one channel that you have. For those of you that don't know if you have two channels, it'll be something like mine, where I have right here the Matrix 2G. That's mine right here, and I also have the Matrix 5G. Now I named it this, but I have a 5G channel and I have a 2.4 channel. If you have one and the other, that you can see both of them, you need to connect to the 5G. If you only have one, connect to it, and it should connect to the 5G automatically. So you go ahead and click on your Wi-Fi, then it's going to ask you for your password. Case sensitive, guys, so go ahead and find your password and put that on here. For those of you that don't know where your password is, if you have not made any changes since you got it through your cable company, it's going to be behind the router or on the side of the router. It'll say Wi-Fi password, and that's what you're going to put on there if you have not made any personal changes. So I'm going to go ahead and put my information in, and we're going to go down and click connect once you put your password in. Let's do that now. Once you click connect, it's going to say connection successful, and then it'll take you back to this screen here. Okay, this is very important. Now that we're here, and because we have connected to the internet, then we can make a decision on what we want to do. I already have an Amazon account. If any of you ever made a purchase with Amazon in the past, doesn't matter, it's been 10 years and whatnot, if you ever purchase anything from Amazon, you do have an Amazon account. Therefore, use your email address and then your password. Some of you only register your phone number and then your password. Either way, most likely is your email. That's what you want to do by clicking I already have an Amazon account. For those of you that do not have an Amazon account, and you know for a fact that you never purchased anything from Amazon, there is this option, I am new to Amazon. However, I'm going to ask you not to use this. I'm going to put a big X right there. You see? Don't use this, because if you try to set up a new account through a Fire Stick, you're going to be here for quite a while. I'm not even going to cover it. It's time consuming. It's not even worth the time when you can do it in literally 3 to 4 minutes on your cell phone, tablet, or computer. And this will take you a while because you're going through all the letters and everything, typing in stuff. It just takes a while. So don't do it through a Fire Stick, guys. If you don't have one, do it on your cell phone and come back to this point. And once you set that up, you're going to click I already have an Amazon account. Click on that, and you're going to get this screen right here. You could do it this way, but I feel this is time consuming. This is a new feature Amazon decided to come with for security reasons. However, I don't personally use it. If I know my username and I know my password, all I'm going to do is what it says on the very bottom right here, as you can see. That's the options button. And for those of you that don't know where that is on your remote, here's the big remote, and there is the options button right there. Okay, and that's what we're going to press now if you already know your Amazon information, which you still need to know it if you use these steps, but we're just going to save those steps that we don't need to do. So let's go ahead and press the options button, and then you're going to get the keyboard where you're going to go ahead and put your email address and then your password. So let's go ahead and do that now. Once you put your email address, you're going to click on next. It's going to take you over to the password. So let's go ahead and put the password, and then you're going to click sign in. Once you click sign in, it's going to start registering your Amazon account. It's going to, if you did it correctly, it'll say successfully registered, and then it's going to say hi and your name right up here. and then which is going to say your Amazon Fire Stick 4K or whichever Fire Stick you're using is registered. And if that's your name on the top, which there's no reason for it not to be your name unless you put somebody else's account on there, you're going to go ahead and click continue. And then you're going to go ahead and click on save my password. You're going to hit yes. Now, on the Amazon homepage,
what would you like to play next?
Alexa, stop. Sorry, guys. So the first thing that we're going to need to do is we're going to go ahead and program your remote control to work with your television that you have this Fire Stick plugged into. I have to say that because when the programmer jailbroken your Fire Stick, that remote control was programmed to his or her television. Okay, so now that remote that you have is programmed to their TV, and if your TV is a different brand than what they have, it's not going to work on your television. You want your volume control, your mute button, and the power button to work for your TV. So that is the first step that we're going to do, is we're going to program that remote control to work for your television. So this is what we need to do. You press the home button to make sure that we're still on the home page and that everybody's on the same page, and then you're going to go right on the circle all the way to settings on the very top over here. And once we get to settings, then we're going to go down. It's going to highlight notifications, and we're going to go to the right to where it says equipment control. Do not go to the picture of the remote control here. That has nothing to do with what we're about to do. You're going to go to equipment control and click OK. Now you're going to go down to manage equipment. Click on manage equipment, and now you're going to go down to TV. And now, before I tell you where to go next, I don't want you to click OK when you get there. Okay, so don't get ahead of me. You're going to go down to where it says change TV, but stay there. Don't click OK. So let's go down to change TV. And once you're over change TV, we're going to click on the options button. That's the button that has the 3 little lines on the remote. For the sake of you guys knowing where I'm at, here's the big remote. That's this button that I'm talking about. Is the options button. Notice that options button will do this part right here where it says remove this device. Now, so you're in the same page. Is not removing your television because your TV was not programmed to it originally. It's removing the television that it was programmed with, or I'm sorry, it's removing the television of the programmer because he's the original one that set up the Fire Stick, and that he or she did not do that on purpose. It's just part of the initial setup when you first go into a brand new Fire Stick. It's part of the initial setup to program the Fire Stick, so that's why the Fire Stick is programmed to their television. So you're going to click on the options button, and when you do, this is what's going to happen. It's going to ask you, are you sure you want to remove this TV? Again, it's not talking about your television. It's talking about the programmer's TV, and you're going to hit OK. All right. When you do, it's going to change to this. It's going to say add equipment. You're going to click on add equipment. You're going to click on television. And this is the part where the Fire Stick automatically starts looking for the brand of television that you have. If it's a rare brand and it doesn't find it on its own, it's going to give you a list like it is here. In most cases, it'll say it found a Sony TV or Samsung or LG or anything. Is this correct? Is that your brand? You look at your TV and look at the little logo, and if it says LG or Samsung or whatever it is, and it matches what the Amazon Fire Stick found, then you hit yes, and it'll move you to the next step. For mine, it didn't do that. I have mine hooked up through an Xbox, so that's why, and then it goes through my soundbar and then to my projector. So I have a different setup, but my soundbar is a Samsung, so I'm going to click on a Samsung. And in the next step is this: if the Fire Stick finds it, it'll tell you either to turn on and turn off, or it'll tell you to do the volume control. It's different each time. So I'm going to press mine, and if it did turn it off, the television, then you wait a few seconds, 2 to 3 seconds, and then you hit the power button again, and it's going to turn it back on, and it's going to take you to this screen that you see here. If it actually did turn it off and then turn it back on, you're going to hit yes. If it did not do it, or if when you press the volume, because if it's asking you for volume, if when you press the volume you don't see the volume icon on your television show up, then you're going to hit no so it can start looking for a different frequency. Okay, so if it did it, I want you to hit yes. And then this part is not that important, but if you know which HDMI you plugged it into, it's good to set this up and just tell it which HDMI it went into. Is it the 1, 2, 3, or 4? I'm gonna say again, I got mine through my Xbox, so it doesn't matter. Your Fire TV has been updated. Again, some of you are going to get the volume control part of it, where it's going to tell you to raise your volume and lower your volume, and it's going to do the same thing here. Okay, and then you hit OK, and now that is it. Your Fire Stick is now programmed to the television that is plugged into. You can repeat this process if you move this Fire Stick to a different television. You can do exactly what we just did about forgetting the first TV and programming it to the new one. You don't always have to forget the first TV, but it's good to do it. That way, that remote is freshly only for that television. Last thing you want to do is raise or lower the volume, and somebody else is watching the TV in the other room, and you're raising and lowering their volume on their television by mistake. Okay, so now that we got that done, here's the last part right here. I want you to hit the home button. Okay, we're back in the home screen. Now we're going to locate the applications that your programmer put on this Fire Stick for you to enjoy your television, your viewing experience. So once we hit the home button, down here you have a category called Your Apps and Channels. You're also about to have a category that's called Recents. If you start going into applications, a Recents category is going to be above this one. But right now you have Apps and Channels, and obviously you're going to have different apps than probably what I have here. But we need those applications to appear here so I can easily get to those movies and shows. So this is what you do. You're going to see the home button, the little house button on the remote, and you're going to press and hold it until the time comes up, like this. I work very late at night, guys, because my kids are all sleeping and they're not interrupting me. But either way, here we go. Once you're over here, over where you see the time like you're seeing here, you're already highlighted over the apps. I want you to go ahead and click on apps. And this is what's going to show you what's currently installed on your Fire Stick and what can't be installed on your Fire Stick. And let me go ahead and explain that real quick. Prime Video is installed on the Fire Stick. How do I know? Because there's not a cloud on the upper right hand side corner of it. Like if I were to go to, let me do one that I'm not blocking, Internet, you notice this cloud right here. That means that application is located on the Amazon Store cloud that you can click on. It will download it onto your Fire Stick. Okay, and then you can go ahead and exit. If it was YouTube, you can do that for YouTube or Netflix or whatever. But in my case, we're only going to look for the applications that the developer put on your Fire Stick. I don't know what those applications are because each, not developer, but I'm sorry, programmer will put on different Fire Sticks. There will be different applications. So you definitely want to get a list if they didn't give it to you already. If they didn't text you, say, hey, these are the 3 applications that you need to look for, and describe them to you, or send you pictures of what the applications look like. That's always a good idea. If you're a programmer, send pictures so they know exactly what they're looking for in their Fire Stick, and then I'll take care of the rest. But once you get that information from them, then we're going to locate those applications and move them to the front so they show up on your home screen. In my case, for my customers, these are 3 applications that I install. The first one is Cinema, TTV, and Cat Mouse. At the time that you're watching this video, if it's way past since I posted it, the applications may be different because I evolve with the times. But at the time that I'm making this video right now, these are the 3 applications, and I like putting them in a certain order for myself. You may not need this information from your programmer, or he might tell you, yes, put them in this order, 1, 2, and 3, and we're going to start from 3 and work our number way to number 1 on his list. So we're going to start from the bottom. So for my customers, this will be application 1, this will be application number 2, and this one will be application number 3. So I'm going to start off with this one. This one's called Cat Mouse. What you're going to do is you're going to be over it. You're not going to click the OK button. Once you're over it, we're going to go to that options button again. Again, that's the one that has the 3 lines on the remote. Click on that one, and we're going to go down and click on Move to Front. So let's click on that. Notice that application move all the way to the top here. Okay, and that's important, and I'll let you know in a minute. Now we're going to go to the number 2 on the list. Some developers put more than 2, more than 3, more than 4. Some developers only put 1 or 2. So again, and I keep calling them developers, it's programmers, sorry guys. So now we're going to go to the number 2 on my list for my clients. That's going to be TTV. I'm going to hit the options button down to move to front and click OK, and moved it up. And then the number 1 application for my clients is Cinema Free. I'm going to hit the button with the 3 lines. That's the options button. Move to front. And now notice that they're in the order that I wanted them to have in the first place. Number 1, Cinema. Number 2, TTV. Number 3, Cat Mouse. Now, if I tap on the home button, like I'm about to do here, notice that under your apps and channels, you have Cinema, TTV, and Cat Mouse. If you have multiple applications, these 3 right here are video on demand for my customers. You might have some additional applications your developer put in for maybe live TV or anything like that. Again, I keep calling them developers. For programmers, let's just say developers are programmers for the sake of this video, because I keep saying that. Once they put it in, then they can tell you what it is, and then you can go ahead and put them as many as you want on this list. That's pretty much covering how to register your Fire Stick to your Amazon account, and how to locate your video on demand or live TV applications that your programmer put on your Fire Stick, and obviously how to program your remote control to your television that you have it plugged into. I hope this video has helped. If I left something, missed something, if you need help with anything, don't hesitate to leave a comment in the comment section, and I promise to get back to you as soon as possible. There it is, guys. I want to thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. Don't forget to leave your comments below, and I will get to them as soon as possible. I can't leave without asking you for your support, so if you could please subscribe to this channel, like this video, and the most important thing is ring that bell notification so you get notified every single time I post a brand new video. You have been watching DFM TV. I am Dan the Fire Stick Man, your source for entertainment. Until the next video, happy streaming.